Hi, my name is Andy Ridlinger and I am the developer of Stigma. This is the Alpha Milestone update, or as I call it, the graphics update, and I am excited to share with you some additions to the game. First, for anyone unfamiliar with Stigma, Stigma is a roguelite RPG inspired by Risk of Rain 2 and Final Fantasy XIV's Deep Dungeons. Stigma is a game about using a wide range of abilities to build your character and fight your way up a tower as high as you can. The tower is infinitely scaling with a variety of interactive bosses and enemies. This update of Stigma was primarily focused on graphics, so the next slides are samples of the changes. First are the character changes. There is a new character model in low poly style art for the archer class. It has animations for movement, aiming, attacking, taking damage, and death, as well as a variety of special effects for its abilities that will be seen next. There were a large number of special effects added. These effects are for abilities, both enemy and player, as well as include the hit effects of attacks. Rather than talk a lot about the effects or how they are implemented, I thought it would make more sense to just view them in action. Here is a full 10-minute gameplay video with every effect and animation shown throughout. I'll point out some in the beginning, then feel free to watch the rest yourself. A link to that video, as well as these slides, will be in the description. Immediately you will notice the walking animation, as well as the aiming once an enemy is targeted. The orange markers on the ground are where AoEs will hit. You can see the purple enemy cast a donut fire circle, immediately followed by a blood explosion, while the orange enemy does a conal slash attack. As the enemies are hit by the player's focus shot, the player character recoils and draws another arrow, while a blue hit effect is played on the damaged enemy. The player will unlock more abilities as they level, each with different hit effects or special effects. Skipping ahead to the boss, as soon as the player gets near the boss, this giant red sphere appears, taking over the screen in a red haze as a prelude to a giant incoming attack. The player uses a defensive shield to ensure they can survive the incoming combo of hits, and the boss then starts using massive attacks, including the fire columns from the slides. A bit later into the fight, the player activates their damage buff, shown by the dancing swords. The fight just continues from here with their abilities repeating until it dies. Later, after buying some new abilities, we see the player take on a few too many enemies at once, get hit by some attacks that slows them, preventing them from escaping the mass amount of AoE spells and meeting their end. In the future, look forward to more graphic updates for the enemies and environment, as well as sound effects and music. An enhanced UI is also being worked on, and additional gameplay elements such as more ability choices, levels, and enemy types are also to be added. I thank you for your time, and look forward to more on Stigma in the future.